Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to join today's IEFT webinar talk. Today, we're going to talk about CY Cergy Paris University and the program. So today we have the four speakers. I think we'll have 1 minute everyone present himself. So my name is Shimei. I'm responsible for the Bachelor IEFT recruitment and promotion. So I pass to Joella, and then Andreas, and then Katrin. You say a few.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm Joelle Guri. I'm the head of the International Cooperation Department.
Okay, and Andreas?
So I'm Andreas Honecker. So I'm director of the master program in physics that we'll be presenting. And after Katrin, who's next?
Okay.
Hello, I'm Catherine, and I'm the head of the research center Agora, and I'm also the head of the MA Political Ideas in the Digital Age.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to present about the school, about university, CY Cergy University. Here's a short video, and it's member school to join this big family. Just wait a minute. Takes time. How come it does not come up? Sorry. Let me see.
Is this a video?
Yes, it's a video. Yes.
Do you see like a little play button?
At where? A small button.
Like when you hover over the video, there
Yes.
might be a button that says play.
Just one
No?
minute. I didn't see it.
Okay, then what you can do is, do you have this video on YouTube?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Then I will ask you to click Actions and disable your screen share.
Okay.
And then go find the YouTube link. Then click again Actions and enable screen share. And this time choose Chrome option.
Okay, just wait a minute. So I had to stop the sharing my screen.
Right. Then go to
Okay.
YouTube and find the video.
Okay. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Okay, I think this is the one.
If you have any questions, guys, you can ask from the questions segment.
Okay, so should I share the screen now or?
Okay, now click on Actions.
Wait. So, can you see my screen? The YouTube screen?
No.
No.
I can.
Okay.
Click on the Actions button, then enable screen sharing. But this time, don't choose the second option. Choose the third one that says
okay.
Chrome.
Enable screen sharing. Okay. Yes. How about now?
I don't see anything.
You don't see it.
Maybe it's my connection. Do you others, Catherine or Joel or Andreas, do you guys see anything?
I don't see anything, but maybe you can just say it in words, and maybe you post the video link later.
I agree with Andreas. Never.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we come back to sit down. Okay.
Good idea.
Right. Wait a minute. So we continue for so can you not see the screen?
I cannot.
No, you cannot see the screen. Okay, wait a minute. And how about now? Can you see a screen?
Yeah, it's loading. I'm seeing.
Right. Okay. So we move on to the next presentation about France. You will see the the map of France. So it has 7 neighbors. They are Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, Italy, and Spain. And you can go to, go to another countries without taking a flight. You just cross the border by car, by train. Then easy access to European countries. Then here, where's the university located? It's called Cergy Paris University. If you look at a map, you have Paris in triangle, red color. So if here is a circle as Pontoise, so Cergy-Pontoise it's a town. It's also a joint point of the river. We call it Seine. So here the joint point of 2 rivers. And if you pronounce it CY, it sounds like English, CY. And also CY is the the composition of 2 letters, the name of the city, Cergy, C and Y. So now you know where's the school located. And now we'll give the here's about the school, how is our academic performance in France and internationally. In terms of the program, we have Master in Economics, ranked number 1 in France in the same field. And the salary of graduates is number 4 in France by the French journal. And in terms of one of the partners named ESSEC, it's very famous in business schools ranking. In terms of mathematics, the CY Cergy University Department of Mathematics is ranked among the top 200 in the world. And then CY has a partner school named CY Tech. In terms of the engineering in computer science and math engineering, as highly ranked, as you can see from here. So here's a chart of French higher education system. After baccalaureate, student can join either university like CY Cergy University, or we call it Grande École. It's a combination. It's a term for business schools and engineering schools, or the other system to continue higher education to study professional and technical school. And now I will move on to the Katyn. We're talking about the MA in political ideas. Katyn, it's your turn.
Yes, hello to all of you. So I'm actually heading and opening this new MA called Political Ideas in a Digital Age. And can you move on to the second slide?
Yes.
Thank you. So basically, it was created with CY Cergy Paris University, and at the same time with our partners, the Eğitim chair. It's the UNESCO chair on digital innovation in transmission and publishing, which specializes in the field of new media and digital humanities. And they have got a partnership with the UNESCO. And at the same time, the Fondation Maison des Sciences de l'Homme in Paris. So basically, together, we created in English this new MA. And can you move on to the second slide? So this MA, the aim is to study the way in which political ideas have been transformed through the ages ever since the 17th century up to today. The idea is to understand how perhaps there's nothing new under the sun today with the digital age, because in fact, political ideas were also very much affected by the transformation in science ever since the 17th century. The other idea behind this is to understand the nature of politics and democracy and the way in which they've been affected in the 21st century because of the digital age. Obviously, enough scandals such as Cambridge Analytica, but also perhaps a number of whistleblowers who've shown that there are perhaps problems in our democracies, have actually given us a view into an aspect of democracy which is perhaps problematic in the 21st century. We want to teach a new generation of students how to operate in terms of politics in the field of ethics and responsibility in the digital age. We also want to teach organizing skills together. So we are set up, we are a mix of academics from several fields, philosophy, economics, politics, history of ideas, but also scientists and specialists of the digital age. And we are all seasoned practitioners. And this is a fundamentally interdisciplinary MA, something a bit new that we've never done before, in which we can use different types of approaches, both analytical and institutional. It is also linked to my research center that I'm heading, the Agora Research Center, which is specialized in politics, ideas, and power. Therefore, what we want to do is to use our students and to get them organized, to get ready perhaps in the field of research if they wanted to carry on with a PhD after, but also to give them a massive amount of experience with us to use their ideas and perhaps to put them online. So the program structure is based on what is essentially the format of the European Union. We've got 4 semesters made out of 120 credits, so 30 ECTS per semester, and with, at the end of the MA, a supervised dissertation, which is worth 5 ECTS. So let's move on with the program itself for you to understand. The first semester will be based on trying to get all the students to the same level, because the students can come from very many fields. They can come from politics, but they can come from law. They can come from also science. If they've got a science background and they want to get into this, it's possible, as long as you speak English. There is also people who are specialized in economics, international relations, culture, but also international studies. Basically, what we want is a mix of students. And so in this first semester, what we want to do together is to get you to the same level in terms of, first of all, the history of political ideas. Second, ethics in politics and ethics of communication, because some of you can also come from a communication background. Then we will actually have an introduction to information theory. And then in something much more practical, we will actually have what is going to be a seminar in Paris by our partners and the IEFT chair on the theory and issues. And here, basically, it will be to discuss and to help the UNESCO chair with their work. So this is the first semester. The second semester, based on the same format, each time 4 seminars of 36 hours each. What we want here is to try to start specializing the students with a first seminar on the new ways of exercising powers. So here, essentially, it will be mainly about surveillance, especially. A second seminar, which will be on governing with numbers, and to show how scientific development have affected political ideas through the ages. Then we will have one of our colleagues who's an economist who will be teaching about the ethical and economic issues of artificial intelligence. And then we've got one of our colleagues who's a lawyer who will be specializing, trying to get the students to specialize in digital law, especially. And understand, for example, concepts such like blockchains and etc. The second level, so the second year, in the first semester, there will be again this time 4 main seminars and a strategic professional seminar to help you decide what you want to do in the future. But the first 4 seminars will be based on, again, helping you to master the subject. And here you get seminars which are much more specialized on citizenship and media, blockchain and new digital platforms, but also big data, artificial intelligence and algorithms. We'll also be working, number 3, with one of our colleagues who's specialized in IT, on data protection and new digital tools. And then we also offer the possibility for you to specialize in something that you would like to do. And then you can actually choose an online course, and we discuss together why you want to choose this, and you can actually add this to your MA. The last semester is a semester which is spent, hang on, we need to move on. So the last semester, is a semester which is abroad. We've got 3 international partners. We'll see this in a minute. And you can actually choose either to go and spend a semester abroad, or you can stay in France and have a 6-month internship at the UNESCO chair, our colleagues, and work with them as an intern for 6 months. And then, of course, during that semester, you need to write your supervised dissertation on a subject which will be chosen according to what you want to do after. So let me carry on. Yes, so those are the 3 international partners. The first one is the Political Institute at the University of the University Católica of Lisbon, and the partner has got the possibility of welcoming you in their MA in International Studies and Governance, Leadership, and Democracy Studies. So with them, basically, you can carry on if you want to get into what would be essentially politics and governance. Then the second partner. Let's move on. The second partner is the Jagiellonian University in Krakow in Poland. And in their case, you can join their MA in International Security and Development. So in this case, you would actually want to specialize in cybersecurity, cyber politics, essentially those aspects of the MA. And then the third partner is the University Francisco Marroquín of Guatemala. They've got an annex in Madrid, if you don't want to go to Guatemala. And in their case, you can join their MA in Political Science, in which they've got 4 seminars specialized in political science. So here, a specialization much more into political science, perhaps. So as a graduate at the end of this MA, what you should be able to do is to have an ability to comment critically on what you've done. You should be also able to be able to evaluate political issues, ideas, and institutions across a broad variety of other fields, such as law, history of ideas, political economy, data science, and else. You should also be normally able to defend and construct rigorous arguments in English and in French, in English especially, sorry. And you should be able normally to follow and understand why the use of data science today by political actors is transforming our democracies. And in the end, you should have been able to have acquired enough soft skills in the field of digital humanities to work in this field if you want to. So let's move on. At the end of it, you've got 2 ways of moving on. Either you want to get into a professional career, and normally you would have taken an internship, and then you can go and work in professional careers such as those that I have listed here, essentially political communication, but also political NGOs. You could also go into political lobbying. There is also now new jobs into political reputation marketing. But you could also decide that you want to carry on at a PhD level. And we can also discuss the possibility of you having an international PhD with one of our partners, and you can carry on with us. And if you've got any types of questions, if you want any more information on DMA, you can just send me an email, and I will answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Right. Katrin can give the email address later on during the Q&A sessions. Now we move on to Andreas. Andreas?
Okay, so welcome everybody again. So this is now about the second master program. So the framework is quite similar as the previous one, but the topic is a rather different one. It is about theoretical physics and applications. So in the French, it is, to be precise, is the Master de Physique, Physique et Modélisation, Option Physique Théorique. This master program has some tradition. It is has been running for a while. It is probably one of the first master programs in France that was fully taught in English. It's a 2-year master program, so it starts with a general Master 1 education, and then you can follow with a Master 2 in theoretical physics. And in that context, that is a research-oriented master program, and so it's also aiming at following you with a PhD. So in that context, you can do statistical physics, quantum system, condensed matter, integrable system, complex system, dynamical systems. We don't do everything. There's something that we do not do. So if you are interested in high energy physics, string theory, and cosmology, or stuff like that, you can come to us for the Master 1, but you may have to look elsewhere when you finish your Master 2 program. This is a bigger master program. This, what I was mentioning so far, is the all English version. If you know a bit of French, you have other options. So on the Master 2, we have a numerical option that is more for finding a job afterwards. And on the experimental side, we have also a Master 2 option in renewable energies and material, but there you really need to learn French. So if you come to us for the Master 1, learn French during the first year, you might follow that in your second year. Well, I mentioned that basically for you to know what the options are. I'm not going to comment in more detail on that. Can we have the next transparency? So our Master 1 for education is a classical Master of Physics education for the first year. The scope is to give you the general theory background at the master level, and in that particular to learn the mathematical and computational methods. This consists of two terms. Each is worth 30 ECTS, so the European model. So the total sum of the first year is 60 ECTS. And the courses are grouped here more according to content than to schedule. So we do a lot of quantum mechanics with you. The other theory subject is electrodynamics, and then statistical mechanics, phase transitions. What we do is condensed matter physics, so you have two condensed matter courses during the first year. This is the physics part. Then there is the toolbox, and the first. Sorry, can we stay on the previous master one?
Yes.
So the toolbox has two parts. One is mathematics, and so this is mathematics, introduction to symmetries in physics, and then we do also computation methods. So that consists of a programming course, Monte Carlo methods, and computational physics. You have to do a bit of experimental labs, not much. And if you're coming to France, we think it's a good idea that you learn a bit of French. So there's also French on the program. Finally, there are some options that allow you, or an internship that allow you to follow a bit more your interests. Now let's move to the second year of the theoretical physics master program. And that consists of two terms that are separated here on the left. You have the first term, and there you start having a lot more freedom than you had in the first year. So the mandatory courses only add up to 21 ECTS. So for everybody, we're doing Introduction to Dynamical Systems, Introduction to Hamiltonian Mechanics, Advanced Statistical Physics, Advanced Quantum Mechanics, and the Ramanujan group. And again, we think that knowing some French is useful if you are living in France. But that now gets completed with some options where you can define your profile. And here I'm just giving you some examples of the options that we propose. So we have the general field of complex system represented by complex network theory and applications, introduction to chaos. Then we have quantum systems represented, for example, by quantum information theory. We have condensed matter with quantum many-body systems. We offer simulation of quantum systems. Well, there's a big data option that is more informatics related. And then you can do lots of other stuff, for example, in the form of projects. And the second term, in our case, it's just an internship. So basically you do a small research project. It has higher weight than the previous master. It's a full term with full 30 ECTS. And well, if you have successfully completed that, then you have your successful master and you are ready to go for a job or a PhD. And let's maybe move on to the next transparency. So that was about content, and now there's a bit of technical information that you might care. So this is general. So any French national master this year had a tuition fee of 243 euro per year. Well, I've just been told that it will be 246 euros next year. And then there's another fee that all students have to pay, which this year was 91 euros. This is the order of magnitude that it would cost in tuition fee. If you come from Turkey, you need to get a visa, and to get the permit to come to France, since Turkey is participating in the Études en France procedure, you need to go to the Campus France agency in Turkey. Well, on the practical side, you should know that we plan to start the classes in the 2nd or 3rd week of September 2020. The situation is a bit uncertain right now, as you might know. So therefore, we would recommend to actually, if you want to integrate that, to arrive at the beginning of September 2020. Even if you need to go through the Campus France agency in Turkey to apply, direct contact with us is welcome. So you have the email address here where you can contact us and ask questions. And we have a website that is also listed here that you can go to and look for further information. And of course, I will be happy to answer questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, right. Thank you, Andreas. Now we'll move on. International Bachelor you get in Modern Data Science. So what is data science? This is the video. It's very precise. Give it an idea how the data comes out and how you generate the data. Right. So it's coming. Right.
Is there a problem?
It's going. It doesn't work on. Okay, so data science here.
I only see the presentation. I do not see a video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think there is also a problem with video, so you might wanna.
Okay. Yeah, we will skip this video.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. So. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Right. Can you see the? Oh, wait a minute.
Can I help?
Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see your screen, but
Can you see the presentation? It's not.
yes.
Okay,
You
wait a
need
minute.
to click on F5.
Just wait a minute.
On your keyboard, there is a little button that says F5 over the numbers.
Okay.
Does it work?
No, it doesn't work.
Okay. Let me see.
You have a symbol down left that should usually start the presentation.
And how about now? No.
No, it's totally gone. You need to share it.
Okay. Wait a minute. I really apologize. And how about now?
Nope. Oh,
how about now?
It's loading.
Okay. Right.
Okay, now
And
can you click on the play button to see if the video will work?
okay, so this is how the data science present. I'm apologize, doesn't work out with Okay, now a quick fact about the data science. In terms of European single market, there were 350,000 data scientists wanted in the EU market. So in terms of data science, of course, you have a lot of roles, a lot of jobs in the data science. You can be a data scientist, data analysis, data architect. So here you can have the access to detailed information. And our data science program it covers the current issue modules, data science training, management capacity. Here, management capacity means we offer some courses in economics, in management, in statistics, of course, to equip our students have the technical abilities besides the data science knowledge, besides to computer science. And there's also weekly conference. It is generally organized on Friday afternoon. The invited guests can be from the enterprise or from the academic world to deliver lectures. The idea of the weekly conference to establish the network with the business world. So there's a possibility that a student can study additional year to obtain a master degree, a master second year, or continue a fifth year at CY Tech, so they can receive an engineering degree. Even though this is a bachelor 4 years program, but students can study 5 years and receive 3 degrees. And of course, there are international mobilities. Generally, is offered on the 3rd year of the program. And 4 internships included in this program. It means each internship in each year, and the duration extended as the student goes to the upper year. So here we move on to the next page. About the program contains, of course, it covers the academic term, but also design thinking. Design thinking, this part of the method is offered by the Straight School of Design. It's a French design school with campuses in France and Singapore. So 1/3 of the project is based on the design thinking. And if you look on here, you have the fundamental, you have the project base, and you, of course, you have CIM. That's what we talk about, contemporary issue modules. So it's normally a week-long project, and 3 CIM projects are introduced per year. And of course, your individual and collective practice and internship. Besides, you have also enlightenment sessions. So this is what we talk about weekly conference in data science, ethics, and social science. So data science program contains, here you can see the artificial intelligence, business intelligence programming, mathematics, and statistics. So if you move on, what is design thinking? Design thinking, it means you work out problem with a creative approach. This is the words I copy from the Straight School of Design, the Mr. Dominique Schoenmeyer. So from emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. And here, how the learning philosophy is constructed, it starts from you learn the basics. Of course, you had a project, you had an internship, and then you had individual and group practice. So when I learn, I apply, but when I learn, I have a challenge in my project. So I learn for doing for learn, and you have to apply. So the project in individual or group practice is the best way to monitor. What did I learn? How did I learn? And how do I learn better? So in terms of application, the program is open for high school graduates. You need to have, a great potential in mathematics and science. And of course, English proficiency, CEFR B2 to essays application form. We don't require recommendation letters for high school graduates. So for international candidates, here you had all the required documents indicated here, and the application deadline is open until 30th of June in the admissions. So now I move on to Joella. Joella, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm going to present you the other programs taught in English. As we are a public multidisciplinary university, we have programs taught in English in all the other faculties. Next slide, please.
Yes.
So this is the list of all the degrees that are totally taught in English. We have degrees in the law department. I've just put a summary of the program, and I have put the links at the end of each program so that you could go and connect and then have all the details, such as the admission requirements and the calendar as well. So the program, the first program in the law department. Sorry, I've just
Yes.
come back. Sorry, we have in the law department. You have as well in the second one, Master 2 in Economic Analysis. This master is provided with CY Cergy Paris University and as well with the ISEC Business School. This is the joint program, and you have the link at the end. And we have also a 1-year international university diploma in chemistry and physics. And next slide, please. Thank you. Next, okay, and you have as well a joint master program in cultural tourism and heritage management, which is provided by the languages faculty. And you have as well the international bachelor that have been presented by May, and as well the last two programs are given by our School of Engineering, because as I think you will see it when you will be able to go on the video, that we merged since January with a School of Engineering, which was called EIST, School of Engineering specialized in computer sciences. And this school is now called CY Tech, because we gathered them with our Institute of Science and Technology and our Institute of Economics. So this faculty, which is called CY Tech, provides 2 international masters, one in quantitative finance and risk management, and the other one in master in big data. All these programs are totally taught in English, and do not hesitate to go back and to see the links so that you will have all the information concerning these programs. Of course, we have programs taught in French if you are fluent in French. And next slide, please.
Yes.
Thank you. I think there is no. I think there's before is the next one. Okay, so these give you in some summarize all the student facilities. As you see, you will be able to access to libraries, university residences, private housing offers, because we have a private housing platform. You have this sports service with roughly 30 activities, student restaurants, student association. We've got one association which is especially dedicated to international students. It is called GeoMove. Of course, as we are not very far from Paris, you will be able to attend to many cultural activities. And that's why there is a special card called Pass Culture, so that it's a special card that gives you the opportunity to attend to cultural theaters, cinemas with discount prices. Next slide, please. Well, concerning the French lessons, if you're not fluent with your French level, or if you don't speak French at all, no problem. We have something that can interest you. That means we have a French language center. The aim is to help you to discover French culture, French language, and or to improve your French level. Of course, it is dedicated to international students, but in this French language center, you will be able to meet French students, and the courses will give you the French courses. You will be able to attend. This is 5 hours of French lessons per week, and at the end of this semester, you will be able to have 6 credits ECTS. So you have the link at the back of the slide. So we invite you to attend to these French lessons, because there are not only French lessons. There are you will discover the French way of life, and the French culture. And next slide, please.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have 5 minutes left, so if you guys want to be quick, and there's 3 questions on the questions.
Oh, okay. So I'll be very, very, very quick. So just to tell you that we have in July, but not this year, as concerning the as far as the exceptional situation. Each year in July, we organize a summer school. It is a 3 weeks summer school, in which you discover, yes, our culture. And the last slide, I think it's the last one. And yes, this is as we are not on only one side, because we want to be as close as possible in the towns where we have students. So this is the photos of all our buildings, which are in Cergy and Saint-Germain, Neuville, Saint-Martin. So this is some photos of our campuses. So thank you for your attention, and we are now available, ready to answer your questions.
Celia, can you please repeat the questions? Can you please, or should I stop to share my screen?
No, there's a question. Tag. There are 3 questions. So one is, I think, for Catherine. The first one is for Catherine. The second one is a generic one. Do you have master programs? And the third one is in Turkish. And so we need a translation of the third one.
Shinme, you can see now your screen. I closed your screen.
Okay, right.
Okay. Which one is the question for me, perhaps? I can't see it.
I can't see the questions.
The first question is, how can a Turk who studied international relations there can find a job there or in Turkey?
Well, that's a very good question, and I'm not going to answer it, unfortunately. Yes, I can actually understand what your problem is, but perhaps, in fact, essentially, the idea would be for you to come and work with us, and then perhaps we could discuss your future, and perhaps you could work elsewhere than in Turkey. But if you want, there is no problem. You can write to me. I've put my email address, and we can discuss it further if you want. But I understand your problem, and I don't want to say more on this, perhaps, not wanting to put you in a difficult position.
Okay. So here's a question about the big data. If you are interested in big data, and you can add on EISTI website, EISTI.fr. So where you can obtain details information. And also here has Catherine email address is Catherine, CATHERINE.Marshall, MARSHALL @CYU.fr. So I can see it from here. And so okay. That's
I
a
would like
question.
so,
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
can I just give you something that could be interesting for you? It means that you know that last year the French government announced the special fees for foreign students. It was a really good increase in these of the fees. We at CY Cergy Paris University, we decided to not apply these fees to foreign students. That means that we have decided to maintain the national fees for everybody, for all the students. That means that you will pay the same fees as the national students, except some courses which concerning the engineering courses and the bachelor in the international bachelor.
Okay. Right. There's a question stated in Turkish, but we can understand that. Someone can, Celia, can you translate? It's on, how you say, from Merv, Ekar.
I guess I do not see it. Just a second.
It's
This is the last one.
412.
Okay, she's asking what are the scholarship options and acceptance options? Like what are the necessary things to follow to be accepted by Cergy?
If you are studying if you are applying for the bachelor, international bachelor, we offer some scholarship, of course, but the condition is the candidate has to be selected to join the program first. But besides, you can also contact the Campus France in Turkey. They offer some scholarship as well. So maybe my colleague, they have some scholarship from international office or from the two master program. Perhaps you can answer as well.
There are some scholarships in the master of with the ESSEC Business School. This is for the master in economic analysis, and as our fees are quite low compared to the other schools, and this is why we cannot provide scholarships. That's why, as our fees are low.
For the MA Political Ideas in the Digital Age, we haven't got any scholarships because when in fact the cost of the MA is less than 250 euros a year, there is no need for a scholarship. This is really the minimum. So essentially it is the university giving a scholarship by producing the program and you applying to it.
Yeah.
So to complement for the Master of Physics, so we actually do have Master 2 fellowships, but only at the Master 2 level. And for the Master 1, the previous comments apply. It's basically free education anyway.
Okay, good. Thank you, Indra. And
so the question is it possible to have post-study work permit in France? Post-study work permit. Sorry, but I do know this.
do you mean the how you say post-PhD studies, or do you mean the internship?
I think he means that after you graduate from any degree, can you get a work permit in France?
Maybe I can give some supplementary information. For any international student outside from European Union, if they are joining, we call it French higher education studies, 2 months before the end of study, they can apply what we call APS, Autorisation Provisoire de Séjour, APS, that allow the student to stay at least 1 year in France to work legally. It means that if they find a job, they can go there to work up to the 35 or more hours per week. And then they can just go to the prefecture to, to send the documents. So that's the one of, one of the favorable policy for international students to stay in France after having completed higher education studies. And of course, during this year, APS year, student can ask for employer to extend the working permit or to extend, and with the or to extend the contract. With the contract, they can go to ask for another year of same permit. So it can up to 2 years of same permit and working permit in France. Any other questions? There's a question written in Turkish. Selians, I need your help.
I just have that. Do you work with any agency in K? As we are a public university, we do not deal regularly with agency, except for the recruitment for the bachelor, for the international bachelor. That's right, Sinmei?
No, that's what I was saying. APS, it's a French government policy, applies to any students, international students, if they are studying the higher education, bachelor or master, or the program listed by the French government.
Now we're talking about, it is a student asking the question that, do you work with any agency in Turkey?
Yes, we do. For the, sorry, I didn't get. Yes, of course, we work with agents for, CY Tech programs, bachelor, master, or specialized master.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. The time is up now. Thanks for your participation. It was a great webinar. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Celine, and thank you your team to have organized the three on webinar chat. Thank you so much.
I hope to see you all in Turkey someday. Take care.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Take care of you. Bye-bye.
Merci à tous.
Merci. Merci Andreas. Merci Catherine.
Bonne journée.
Merci toi aussi. Bon courage.